Sooner or later in our lives, we discover that we are responsible. We are responsible not just for our own lives, but we are also responsible for what we do to other people and how we affect and influence their lives too. Because we're all connected to each other, and therefore we don't live in isolation. We can't just do what we fancy or what comes into our mind first thing. We learn that we have to oversee the consequences of what we do, and that we have to take care, not just of ourselves, our bodies and our minds, our emotions and our futures, but we also have to heed other people's, because not just when we have children or in relation to our own parents, what we do has an impact in the world. Often we feel insignificant and invisible, and we imagine that nobody cares, or that nobody sees what we do, or nobody will be influenced by us. They won't even listen to us. They won't even take a blind bit of notice of us. So who cares? Why shouldn't we do what we want to do and at least have some fun in the process? Then we discover that actually everything comes home to roost. Everything we do and everything we don't do as well has an impact on how things go on. It's a bit like the Hindu idea of karma. We create a pattern in our life. We create the framework for how things will go on. We block ourselves by doing so, and we create openings and bridges and new possibilities, new connections with others, which immediately put pressure on us, but also make new things possible. So we have to learn how to do that, and we have to consider how we knit our world together, how we weave it, what sort of elements we want to integrate in it, what people are good for us and how they affect us and how they influence us, and what people are maybe not so good and maybe we need to unravel or put in one pattern in our lives that doesn't dominate. So, to create a good framework and a good worldview that will establish our lives more strongly and more carefully than when we live haphazardly and by default, is one of the goals of a well-lived life. To become reflective about it and perceptive about it, to become cognizant of how things affect us and how we affect the world, and to integrate that and to take responsibility for it and to enjoy it and to take pleasure from being able to improve things and see the effect that that has. Those are some of the things that all of us can do, no matter what the circumstances we're in. And you'll be surprised to find that when you begin to do so, and you take your own way of living seriously, and you start the work of understanding and improving it, then everything will get better and better, because your connections improve and your network improves and your framework improves and your brain improves too. And that means your life will become more true, more real, and more you. So take care and start thinking about what it is that you do. Be careful, enjoy, live well. See what happens.